Now, alright, so we're on episode 12 now, so, nope, I lied. This is episode 11 with my new and my best intro ever. Literally, it took me about 2 days in my high school. We had After Effects. I built that entire intro in 2 days. It took me. And here we go. This is Code Lyoko's. It was supposed to be the permanent intro at that time, but it's a minute long intro, and YouTube has a 15-minute length limit. So obviously, I had to make a shorter intro, which the intro I have now is 10 seconds long. Actually, I believe that was little Billy and the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy themed. Fuck, what is with the phone? Alright. I don't really get the point of this. I mean, obviously the point is supposed to be, little homage to the Avatar Abridged series and, well, obviously. Oh, God. Well, supposedly Jeremy has a nightmare of another Abridged series. That's what it's supposed to be. And here's where I get really good with the lip synchronization. This actually right here is probably my best lip synchronization thus far that I've uploaded. Trust me, episode 12 is going to blow you all away, I promise that. Oh, trust me, Orc ain't gay, he makes out with women. And thus far, we've only had me voice so far, but this is also the first episode with a full-length cast. Oh, actually, I think that's wrong wording. The whole cast of people. And we already have someone new joining us for episode 12. He'll be doing the voice of William, who I'm bringing into the show in the next episode. And also, I'm in the process of recasting a voice actor to play Yumi because Tenny Brum's still going to be in the series. He just won't do Yumi's voice anymore, and I refuse to do it. But Tenny Brum will still do the voice of Odd Delarobe on Kiwi. And right here is Godzilla 419 doing his classic portrayal of Delmas. But I think truly he's better at Jim. But then again, that's because Jim's lines are just, yeah, motherfucker, you motherfucking... Jim's lines are just, fuck this, fuck that, I fucking rule. And Delmas just asks his assistant for sex, and I don't even know what that means. You can figure it out. And here's Tenny Brahma doing his awesome portrayal as Kiwi, the evil dog. He does a great job with this, and it's a little menacing when I first heard it. I just saw The Rise of Planet of the Apes and I wrote the script for this.
Kiwi, are you behaving, buddy?
And that's his one line for the character of Odd Delarobe on this episode. Well, actually Odd Delarobe was supposed to have more lines in this episode, but the script for this episode, when I read it, was over frickin' 18 pages long. And obviously, one page equals about a minute, so... At the time when I wrote the script, my account had been enabled so I could upload videos as long as I wanted them to, but obviously, you know, as soon as I'm about to upload the video, that feature gets taken away, and needless to say, I was pissed off. So I had to cut a shitload out of the episode to get it down to a 15-minute length. And literally, I believe the episode is actually about 14 minutes and 58 seconds long. Like, I had to cut a shitload out. And here Yumi fascinates about killing Oric using Great Ether. Final Smash on Ike from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Pretty good game. Haven't played it, go play it. And yeah, just to add to this, Tenny Brum is voicing Yuming, and Nita665 is voicing Sissy. Both are pretty good. Well, actually, no, both are great. I truly can't think of anyone better to do them. And yeah, Yumi is being voiced by a guy. Alright, the misunderstanding with Adele Robia only exists if you consider the episode 1 revamped, the actual episode 1. This scene made more sense in the script than the actual video, but I still decided to keep it in there because it was just such a long scene that if I just cut it out, then I would have, like, the episode would have been too short, for my opinion. Or, I don't know, because the end of episode 10, like, after Jim is unpossessed, Jeremy tells me to join the group, and, well, this scene just kind of confirms that he is with the group now. And I have gotten a few comments about, well, you brought Leah into the world in the last episode, why didn't she in this episode? Again, that is because of time restraints. This episode was longer than this episode script was over 18 pages long, and that equals to about a 20-minute long, that equaled up to about a 20-minute long episode. I had to cut shit out, and Alita had one scene that was so minuscule that it was, actually really, her scene was like a scene that just kind of replicates the Rob Schneider and Steve Buscemi scene from episode 8. Like, favorite joke coming up. Not yet, but, Alita had a scene, but it was like only a few lines, and it just kind of replicates the scene from episode 8 that I talked about. Oh god, that is my favorite line. And it's too bad he couldn't see Godzilla 419's actual, like, reading the lines. Like, when he read the lines, it's like I don't really want to talk about how he does it, because that's supposed to be just between me and him, but when he was reading the lines, like, he's like this. And they put the hot dog in the donut? Like, he just broke off and was like, what the hell? That's horrible. And, I literally, I mean, I just had to pause the video, and for 10 minutes, I was just like, I could not stop laughing, and it's like, originally this scene was one of the scenes I was going to cut out, but I just couldn't do it. So, it was either I cut this scene out, or I cut Alita's scene out, and Alita's scene was a scene in which, like, Alita goes in the classroom, and, she is, like, the teacher's like, why don't we let this new student introduce herself? And then she's like, well, I am, and then Odd just, like, stands up, and, well, if I actually had more scenes with Odd, he supposedly has this, like, reference his new voice, and it's, like, has temporary memory, and it's associated with temporary memory loss, and, like, he gets up, and her name's, Lita, and Alita's like, it's Lita, who the hell are you? And she's like, fuck it. And then the teacher's like, Delrovia, you shit the fuck down. And the other guy comes in and he's like, hey, don't tell the student to do, you must punish him. And he's like, oh, you get the fuck out of your crew cut, asshole. And yeah, it was a funny scene, but again, it's like, you watch it, you really feel like I'm just, like, remaking that scene from episode 8. So, yeah. That's why I cut it out, and then I had to cut a few short moments with Odd, with him and Auric, where supposedly his new voice causes him to have temporary memory loss for a short period of time, and yeah. So again, this episode, what you see, is very much butchered. So the episode from the original episode would have been like 20 minutes long, so I cut out like over 5 minutes of it. But again, the episode is still fantastic, I think. But if I was able to leave everything in there that I wanted to leave in there, the episode would have been phenomenal. But, you know, it's whatever you think of it. Here's Jim's favorite line. Like, I swear to God, every time I have Jim speak, he says that at least once in every episode. Yeah, I know that's not Delmas's office background, alright? Well, I don't have After Effects on this computer, okay? And I don't go to my high school anymore, so I don't have access to After Effects. So I can't change the background and make it Delmas's office. Don't like it? Tough.
What in the hell does this even mean?
Or I could have just edited it out and have an extreme close-up of Jim's face, in which that would have just disturbed you. So it all boils down to what do you want.
Man, I really think I should have. Jeremy, I just got fired.
Alright, so, really don't have much to say about this scene. Really, this is just like, this just kind of gives us an explanation as to why Jim lives in the factory, but, what the hell did I do? I think episode 12, Jim pretty much has his job back, no questions asked, no questions that need to. Pretty much, he just has his job back, leaving a whole lot of questions that don't need to be answered. But again, it's because Delmas basically has lost his mind, and this terrorist thing is making him go insane. And that's explained in episode 12, but I don't really want to elaborate more on it because I want you to be surprised in episode 12. But yeah, so we're almost like over halfway through the episode. You got a big part with Delmas coming up, in which Godzilla 419 has about a 2-minute long monologue. It's coming up.
What the hell are you doing in here?
It's coming up. And right now, Delmas obviously thinks Jeremy's about to tell him he's a terrorist, and then Delmas thinks he can turn him in and get a reward and make something of his life. But I don't think Jim standing right there would allow it, because Jim would probably just fucking pop a cap in his ass. And there's where Jeremy reveals his intentions to nail Jim's smoking hot sister, Megan Fox. That was referenced earlier. You weren't paying attention.
Oh, for fuck's sake, tell me.
And Jim's like, oh, here it is. Oh god, 419, you are just incredibly awesome. Actually, there is one other part coming up that was a little bit old. It didn't really delete it. It just cut stuff out of it because the episode had to be shortened down. And it's actually because all these things that take up time that don't have the actual episode itself. They've all been eliminated from episode 12. Like long credits, long intros, those have all been taken care of for episode 12. So it's kind of pretty much. Apparently, Jim doesn't know that Oric and Nui are now officially broken up.
Did you just tell me to not do something, bastard? Hell, I like you. You can come over to my house and fuck my mother, Betty White.
Alright, so he does reference that he is in the real world.
Bitch. No, it's no wonder my brother Thomas, who has a different father than I, is all fucked up.
Alright, big revelation right there. Delmas is actually Jim's brother. And there was supposed to be a little thing there where I was going to use a clip of Betty White from the movie Lake Placid, in which he said, if I had a dick, this would be the part where I tell you to suck it. Yeah. Well, written by me, yes. I wrote the script, but Tenny Brum and Godzilla 419, they all just gave me a lot of ideas. This is the last time you're going to see long credits, and this concludes our commentary on Lyoko Abridged, because they've only made 11 episodes so far. So, you know, this has been fun doing it. Episode 12 should be out in the next few weeks if Tenny Brum gets to what I need. So, Peace out, everybody.